The following is a presentation of TFNN.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 9 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Don't make assumptions. Ask for what you want. I love this card. Find the courage to ask for what you want. Others have the right to tell you yes or no, but you always have the right to ask. Likewise, everyone has the right to ask you for what they want, and you have the right to say yes or no. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 100, NASDAQ is up 27, S&Ps are up 16, gold contract down $1.40, trading out at $1,275 an ounce. Silver up 20 pennies at $19.52 a pound. Platinum up $16 at $1,351 an ounce. Copper up 3.5 pennies at $3.06 a pound. Light sweet crude flat at $95.23 a barrel. Bonds down 29 ticks at 133.29. King dollar up 137 ticks, trading out at 82.77. The euro is out there at 130.94, and the yen is trading at 97.80. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world? In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have? Okay, so from the top down, we're down 127 S&P points. And that's what it is. A to B, folks, is a $1.27. Monster ABC structure on the way down. What do you do today? You're building the B to the C. We're up 16 bucks right now. I suspect we're at 15.92. Bottom line is that you're going to see this baby get into 1600, 1610. That's where I expect this bounce will go. As we start going higher, contraction of volume right off the bat. 805 million. Bottom line, you're going into a billion shares out here. I expect that's what you're going to see each and every day as you move higher to set up that B to C of a much larger ABC structure on the way down. Dow Industrial, same type of setup in the Dow. Dow gets up $1 today. No juice behind the move. Inside the NASDAQ Composite, we did the same deal. Composite out here up 27 bucks today. Composite right now is at 33.47. You know, that can get up somewhere around the 3,400 area, which is another 60 bucks. We did 1.6 billion versus 2 billion. You know, if I go over to the SPY, you want to take a look at this correlation of how we're trading here. This is what you have. SPY today went up 155 million. This is after proving, folks, bottom line is that you come down off the highs with 240 million. Your first bounce out there had 143 million. Guess what? That was at 167 price point. Bang, it comes all the way down to 163. 160. Bounces again. You know, you get downtown up there with, 200 million, and then you bounce with 114. Bottom line, you know, we come down last week, you come down with the 320. Today you get the bounce of 156. Now, I expect, the SPY, bottom line, this baby can, bounce on up there to $160, $161. We take a look at the 3Qs. Same setup in the 3Qs. You can go through all the indices. They're all the same right now, folks. Harmony is out there. This is quality volume on the way down. 28 million on the bounce today. That's after coming down with 60 million. You go into the small caps, the IWM. What you have with the IWM is this. She bounced on, this is going to get into, the IWM is going to get interesting. Because the IWM, folks, this is what ended up happening. The IWM really didn't get hit as hard on the way down. So check this out. You're at 95.62. The IWM, the high is 100. That's not that bad. And it was subtle. It came down on volume. But then what it did is it had a spike higher with volume. That kind of negated it. And that was on, and this is the only indice that really did it. That was on June 3rd. June 3rd, it pushed into that $98 and had some juice behind it. Now, it never could get to a higher high. What ended up happening, that June 3rd did get tested. That was 87 million shares, and then that did get tested on the June 18th with only 40 million. So that was the test, and that's when volume blew out of it to the downside. You had the test, 99 bucks. 2 days later, bang, you're down at 93. The volume expanded to 76 million. Now, so what's so intriguing about the small caps now is this, is it finally came off the highs with volume, but that was just this week. Now what you have, the volume is dying on the vine on the way up. I mean big. 32 million versus 76 is a big number. Now I expect you'll still get that bounce. I'd love to see this thing bounce into about 97, 76. Because what that would set up, you get two different setups. On a weekly, you get a decent A to B equals C to D. Well, you get an A to B. It's setting up to C to D. But on the next leg down, should take the IWM back to about $89. That's the way that's set up right now. So that's inside the small cap. Those moves can be very quick. They're just quick moves. Gold contract. Let's get over and take a look at gold. What we have with gold is this. Big danger again. Okay, now we're on a Tuesday. Gold's hammering its lows. We're 1276. This contract's going to 1150, 1100, folks. Volume is contracting, but you know what? It's contracting on a monthly. On the dailies, it's hammering. We did 146,000 contracts out here today. You did 160,000 yesterday. You did 190 the day before. Once it broke down the April low, this thing is screaming that it wants that 1150, 1200 price point. We know in the gold market, folks, you sneeze and it can get down $100 now. It's set up. It's set up that it wants lower price. And where the problem comes is this. At that level, we traded there 2 months in 09. That could slice through that in a second, and then you're down to $900, which is just a mind blower. But bottom line, that's what you're down to. Bond market. Let's go over to the bonds. That's all everyone's talking about is bonds these days, right? Bottom line, this is what you have. Bond market today did 396,000 contracts, and what you do have is this: is that bonds more than likely will test this low again, the 133.04. You're at 133.30. What you had out here today is that bonds couldn't hold price, and you did get to a higher price. That's where the problem is. If we did 396,000 contracts, as we did, but we went to a low, it would have been we tested a low, it would have been better. What we actually did is we got over the high of yesterday. Now, it's going to be hard to break down intraday the 133. Let's see. Yeah, we're right at it. Okay, so this is what's going on right here. We closed right where we had the first downdraft, and it's going to need a lot more volume right now. The first downdraft, we had 27,000 contracts, and we just came into that with 2,400. So, bottom line is that you're at that level, which is still dangerous, meaning that you can still get to lower price. Yeah, and man, Mr. Larry Pizzamento, he doesn't need that life jacket right now, that's for sure, no doubt about that. I suspect he's got it, but he doesn't need it right now. Let's go over to the King Dollar, take a look at King Dollar. This is what we have with King Dollar, folks. King Dollar right now, 37,000 contracts. I expect we're going to see here build a little cause for the next few days in order to launch up to this area of the 85 level. That's the way this is set up right now. If we do put this on a continuous contract, what you see in a continuous contract, DX1. Okay, so we see in a continuous contract, we'll bring this back like 10 years. Dollar is building cause in a huge way. What we did on the continuous and on a monthly contract, folks, is this. Rejected lower price, had lighter volume, and you're at the top of the trend. That's where you're at. We've basically been hanging up here for quite a while. We've been hanging up here for 4 months right now. We go after this high, which I expect we're going to be going after it, and that's only 85. We're at 82.76 right now. You get 85, that'll launch up to the 89 area. Last time we were at 89 was in 2010. That's the last time we were at 89. And that 89 is crucial. Why? Because you get over 89, and if you break 89 with wide price spread, accelerated volume, what you'll see is that we're going to go to par. So this whole, it's shaking out. It's going to be interesting to see how the market reacts to that. you know, how the commodities react to it. That's for sure. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. We had, let's see. We had Big Blue up $1.44, light volume. Honeywell up $1. Caterpillar up 81. You had Citigroup up $1.56. 3M up $1.16. We're going to be right back.